Okay, and welcome back to the shit behind the show. On today's episode, I have Nan joining me from Mormon Medium Podcast.
Mormon To Medium Podcast. Yeah.
You see, I'm terrible. I was just
I'm
telling,
not a Mormon anymore, so it's Mormon To Medium. It was Mormon Medium. But
okay, so I did get it right.
yeah, so you did get it right, but we just changed it. So
Changed it. I love that. Also, I'll have to do another episode on that too, because we could do like a lot on that.
a lot. Yeah, talk about letting go.
Yes. So today I wanted to discuss with Nan kind of her perspective on letting it go. I started the series this week on how to let go of the past relationship and kind of transform into your own person so you can move on to the next if you choose to. And a lot of what I discussed already was the emotional part, which is acceptance, and then the physical, which is not what people think. I always joke about the hoe phase, you know. And I'm like, don't do things how I did it. Don't get out there and start dating and creating more trauma and chaos for you and others. Do your work first, you know. So, one thing that I know you guys discuss a lot on your podcast is self-improvement and being very in tune with who you are, which I feel like is super important when it comes to letting go.
Oh, absolutely. But it's a journey, right? So
Mhm.
learning how to find out who you are without someone else is really hard because you have that all those old records that like to play, right? You've got, childhood things that tell you, I'm not loved or I'm not enough or all those things that play in the background all the time that you have to look at and heal. And those aren't fun to heal. And then it equates to how you feel about yourself. And so a lot of people go through those host stages, because they have those bad self-esteems that have been ingrained in them. And a lot of times it's generational. I'm not enough, I'm not loved, I'll never be enough, I'll never be accepted, all those things. And so they just look for love in every single place that they can when love really resides right here. And once you find it right here, then you get really picky on who you want to share your life with because then it's like not worth it. Right?
Yeah. And options, when I was first, I've been in and out of single life for 11 years now.
Oh, wow.
Never ever did I think it would take that long to really be settled with someone or myself. But again, it was all me. And I remember when I was first single, it was like options everywhere, just plethora of men. And it kind of now it's just like, I don't care if you don't give me, like you were just saying, you don't add to my life. I don't want you around. You're essentially taking away from it. But it took me a long time,
Yeah.
which was it's just funny now. But I'm like, I thought I was going to be the girl that was like single for a year and remarried. And no, no, dated a ton. But that is what got me here to this space. So one thing that I learned about myself was I was super codependent, as we get, right? Being for 15 years, high school sweetheart. And so to add to your point, you're looking for someone to fill that void. Suddenly I don't I don't have this anymore. And so we fill that void with toxicity, which, like you were saying, it feels familiar and safe because it's what we're used to. And with me, it was an abusive relationship. So where did I go?
You went to abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's what you knew, right?
Mhm.
The interesting thing about that, though, is we when we start to date again, we gravitate to where we're healed to. So what I mean by that is if we're still toxic and we're still, looking to just fill that void, we're going to fill that void, absolutely, but it won't be with anyone with anything that is going to add to your life, right? It's not going to bring you peace. It'll just bring you a lot more of what you've already got because you haven't healed it yet. But once you heal it, it's like check and it moves out of your energy, and then you shift and you start to bring in this new beautiful golden energy, and it's new people that come to you and are attracted to you. But when we end a relationship, especially a high school relationship, you grieve. Any kind of relationship, any kind of loss, you grieve. And people don't like to sit with their grief. They like to fill that void, and by filling that void, you just get those rebounds all the time, and they never work. They'll never work until you work on yourself. And when you start to step into your own truth and light, and you open up all your energy centers, and and find out that you are so powerful. And I'm not just saying that, I mean, you really are. Well, we really are as human beings, as spirits having a human experience. We're so powerful. Then you realize how much you stoop to people that want to just use you. And then it just becomes a waste of time, right? But letting go of the old self, shedding that old skin and putting it aside and starting to learn new stuff, it can be scary and exhilarating and super fun. But when you start to approach relationships in that light, you begin to be with people because you want to be, not because you need to be,
Right.
right?
There's nothing missing in my life.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with my guy, I don't know, it's about a couple weeks ago, where I was just having a frustrating day. I've been through it emotionally a lot lately. And he's like, I don't know how to make you happy today. And I was like, hold up, hold up. This is why you feel frustrated, because it isn't your job to
To
make
make you happy.
this is
Yep.
all this is my shit today. And yes, I need to pull myself out of it, but that isn't your job. So take that responsibility off the plate right now, and just know that I just need you to be here for me, support me. You add to my life. You're not fixing me. You're not making me happy. It's on me. And I could just feel like he relaxed, like, oh, okay. I don't need to
Yeah.
fix this.
Well, and guys, a lot of guys are fixers, right? They feel like, oh, if I can fix this situation, or if I can bring peace, or if I could, do this or do that, everything will be just fine. Like there's any shame in someone going through a hard time. It's better for us to crawl down into the hole with the person and sit with them and just hold space rather than fix them because they're not broken.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I love that hold space. I've been saying that for a while. Just be.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is one thing you don't need to fix. Just,
No, because you're not broken. You're healing, and there's a difference. Broken would be the toxic thing and bouncing from one toxicity to the next. That's a little broken. Not fun, but it's still lessons, right? But when you're healing, it's a whole different ballgame. It's a lot funner, I think.
it absolutely is. You really find out so much about yourself that you've been missing for years,
Yeah,
years, your true passions. And that's why I wanted to do this segment on letting go and kind of settling in with who you are, because it is so exciting to learn so much about that inner person and your inner child. Um, I know there are people that don't believe in the language that we're discussing, but don't understand it. But I talk a lot about my inner Christine, inner child in me, and giving her the things that she needed and needs still from childhood, and the passions that she wants to explore, and kind of follow the path that I'm meant to be taking. But if you're just seeking outside validation, you're not going to find what makes your heart happy.
that's so true. Well, and how many people go through this life, doing the Groundhog Day thing, and they're just reactive to everything that's going on around them. They, oh, somebody wrecked into my car. Oh, somebody stood in the grocery line too long, or somebody this or some, but it's always something else happening. But when you um, look at yourself and everyone as a spirit having a human experience, and you come from the inside of you out, then you choose what you're going to be reactive to, and you can feel empowered in your choice. So you can be like, eh, not going to let that bug me. I just don't care. Or that lady really pissed me off and she's getting my wrath. But it can be your choice coming from the inside of you instead of a reactionary thing. Am I making sense?
Oh, totally for me. Um, and again, that's a choice. I was just telling you, I've been completely just out of alignment lately. I shouldn't say completely, but I've been not myself, out of alignment, trying to get back on track. And I feel it. Like I can feel myself just following. I mean, I always say drinking the Kool-Aid because it's just like that personality where you're just like, I'm just going to do the day to day. I'm going to do what they tell me, and I'm just going to follow everyone. That's not my personality, but I can feel myself just being stuck right now. And once you dive into who you are and where you're supposed to be in your journey, um, it doesn't feel stuck anymore. It just was like, hey, this is just like you were saying, where I'm supposed to be.
Though, even when you feel like you've arrived at who you're supposed to be and you found your purpose in your life, there's still that you're always growing. There's still that shift that happens on a regular basis. There's still that uncomfortable place where you come to where you still have to learn and grow, and it sucks and it hurts. And then you learn that lesson and you go check, and then you shift. And all of a sudden, all of your spiritual gifts are 10 times what they were. And you're like, oh, okay, I like this. And then a couple months later, it does it again. You're like, shit, I hate this. But you can get to the other side of it. It's just a growing pain that you're going through, but it happens and it never stops. Earth is our school, and so we're here to learn. And I mean, if people choose not to touch into their spirituality, they're missing out on their life. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful lens to look at life through and to live through, and there's such richness and such beauty that you can't see from that perspective unless you've done your own healing. So it's beautiful.
It really is. I mean, I won't get into too much of the personal stuff, but we're connected because I had a moment of like, okay, I've got to connect with myself. I need some guidance. And it led me to you. So that was one of those moments in life where I'm like, just you've got to be in tune and listen to where spirit is trying to tell you, you need to be in the moment, which is still just crazy cool to
You
me.
know what? I get that a lot. It was funny too when you reached out. I was like, we follow each other, but we don't really talk. And I'm like, I'm like, Brad, Christine's reaching out to me. He goes, Tanner? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what? And I'm like, right? And I'm like, she's your work spouse. Why should she talk to me? Like, and he's like, huh. And then when you said that about a reading, I was like, I'm just sitting here in the witch garden having coffee with Brad, and we're just playing Wordle. So I can totally do it. It wasn't a big deal, but I hear that a lot
Mhm.
from my clients. Like I had a client actually yesterday. She's like, I need help. I felt broken. I feel like I'm just gonna implode. And so I pulled up energy workers, and there's a big long list, and she's like, I ran down the list, and when my finger hit you, it was like, stop, that's her. And so she came in to see me for a reading, but it ended up being a balance as well. And she was just like, this is amazing. I feel so much better. But that's what you should do. Come see me. If you want to feel all together and you're going to shift, then come see me because I know how to do it.
You are amazing. I need more of you in my life. After our conversation And the tears, I was just like, yeah, I like her. The like just the guidance and everything. Yeah, truly amazing. So
Thank you. Thank you. It was a true honor. I don't know how those cards work. I just don't, but they do.
it is amazing. And yeah, like I was saying, I do it for myself. And actually, yeah, I will tell you real quick, I pulled my own last night, just a kind of a very specific deck, and read them, and I was like, hey, spirit. And basically the answer was just like, just enjoy the process right now. And so I throw the cards around and shuffle again. The same three cards came out, and I was like, okay, I can't make this up.
Yeah, how does that happen? Do you know how that happens? I don't know how that happens.
I
Like, I've had the same thing happen lots of times. Like,
Yeah,
I got nothing.
can't make it up. So for those,
No, you can't make it up.
yeah, like it's truly amazing, and I needed that guidance. And I'm to a point in my life right now where last year everything fell to shit. Like
Yeah.
my health, my career, and my love life completely, just everything. And it's exciting because I always look at it like on the other side, it's some greatness, right? There are great things coming. But while you're in it, it is hard.
Yeah.
And I always look at it like a snow globe, like being shaken up and then it settles all pretty. So I'm in an interesting place right now where things, most of my life is settled again and just wonderful. I've just got one last little hump to get over, but that's part of the growth experience and letting go. I'm throwing out to the universe, okay, I want more, and the universe is like, okay, I,
Watch what you ask for.
yeah, I'm to shake it up then because not on that path. But and a lot of that is helping me with the current relationship and working on that and helping that grow. Even if he doesn't fully, he doesn't think he's as powerful as he is, but I try to tell him. I try
He's
to.
not going to believe it though, unless he's healed his stuff, and he'll have these old records telling him all the things that he believes. And no matter what you say, it's not going to matter, right? But when he does his own work, he'll delve in and start to do it. It's been fun to watch my husband do that thing because I've shifted like crazy and grown like crazy and all the things, and he's just been like, yeah, yeah, you know? And lately, Spirit has been pushing him and making him shift. And I've seen him in some uncomfortable stuff, and I'm like, you know what's happening? He goes, shut up. but but he probably won't want me to say this, but he actually smells cancer.
Really?
He can smell it. Yeah. Yeah. I can see it. He can smell it. And so he'll come over to me and he'll be like, that person over there, I smell it. And he says it smells like still old mothballs is what it smells like. And so I'll go over to the person and just kind of close my eyes and then look at them. And I'll be like, yep, it's on their liver and they have five and whatever. But I still don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I'm not going to go up to some stranger and be like, by the way, you should go get a scan. I'm like, no, no, I won't do that. But I know that Spirit's preparing the two of us for a reason. But I don't know yet. Like, it hasn't presented itself yet. So it's like, I'm curious, like, why do I need to see this? And one of my mentors, actually, too, she contacted me and said that she's had five people that have come in the last month that have healed their cancer with this one thing that they do. It's a like ivermectin and this other stuff. It's like a parasite killer type thing. And they've all had different kinds of cancer, but it's killed all five types of cancer. And these people don't even know each other. And she's like, I don't know why I'm supposed to tell you this, but you need to buy this. And she holds it up and shows it to me. And I'm like, okay, I bought it. It's in there. I don't know why. Like, I am a really good minder when it comes to spirit because it's taught me so many things, but I have zero idea why. Like,
Yeah.
why am I seeing it? Why do I have a remedy now? Like, what are you doing with me, God? Like,
Yeah.
Because you're
I
always shifting and changing and shedding that beautiful skin to something new all the time. I think it's a monthly thing. I think it's a uh, full moon thing.
I
That's
agree.
my suspect.
I honestly always think about that each month. I kind of get excited about that 'cause I'm like, oh, good, clearing out and
Mhm.
territory. And I also feel like there are some of us that evolve quicker, but I because we're ready for
Yeah.
it and accepting of it. And then
Yes.
there are some that it just takes a little bit longer and they chalk it up to other things. But it comes with self-improvement and learning who you really are and who you are as spirit, which is, I wish everyone could experience some of the things that I've experienced and just see like there's so much more out there for you. There's so much more. And again, I needed you to remind me of that even, so I still have my days where I'm like, the hell.
I think that we all do though, right? Even where I'm at, there are things that tug at my ankles and pull me under for a second, and it takes me a minute to get back up to where my vibration is higher. But I think all of us do. I think it's the learning curve. I think it's life. It's the way that it is. But being able to come from a spiritual place is so much easier than not having it, and then just having to have to be a human and have to deal with it because it's pretty impossible to do. You're just swimming in this sea of emotions and trauma and things, and you don't know what to do, and you're drowning, and that's what it feels like all the time. But once you empower yourself and heal that, it has to be healed body, mind, and soul. But once you do that, you elevate your vibration and you start to draw to you and manifest to you the things that you want. You're the creator. You're the one that is like, what kind of life do I want? And I told my husband, I'm like, you're retiring in 2 years. And he's like, well, that would be great. And I'm like, well, you are. And I'm like, so we need to make plans on what we're going to do. And he goes, well, how's it going to happen? I said, you don't need to worry about it. It's just going to happen. And he's like, awesome. Like, but that's the way, that's how I live. That's how he lives. But it's not been without a price. Does that make sense? Like, it's been a lot of work to get to this point, but it's very real. And, the spiritual side is very real. It's who we are. And we're crazy not to take a hold of it.
Yes, because to me it just feels so freeing. It's almost like, yeah, I have to put in effort, but I don't have to put in that much effort, not like we feel like we do.
Well, and I love that I meet with my spirit guides and my team each morning when I get up. I'm like, okay, what do I need to know right now? And they will give me a ping if something's wrong with a kid or something's wrong with my mom, or I'll be like, oh, like my dad will come through and be like, you need to send your mom some flowers. She's really sick or whatever. They set me up for success for the day. So I'm like, sweet. Or, you know what, Nan, you're good. Go sit in the pool all day and drink some booze. Like, you're good. Like, whatever you want to do. But they give me the heads up. So I don't really have surprises. And I'm always in tune with my spirit guides. They tell me all the time things that need to happen. And if Brad's not in tune, which he 99.9% of the time is in tune, because he does the same thing. But if he's not, he'll look to me and be like, what are you getting on that? Like, and he just trusts what I get because it's always right. But it's not because I'm always right. It's because spirit's always right. And I listen. I mind really good. I'm a good minder. I,
You really are. I listened, that was last week. My days. Ugh. I listened that day because I opened my heart to it, like, hey, spirit, you got to, I'm tired of being in this like up and down and where am I going?
right.
And and seriously, I got an Instagram and there you were, like right away. And so I listened, I knew, like, here's my answer. I also, real quick, when I was going through, so I was told that I possibly had cancer and I've been through all of this. I was, um, ended up being a diseased organ, but I was at this point where I was like, just complete despair. I'm just done. Like, what the hell? What is the lesson here, And all of a sudden, my DMs started going insane. And people were reaching out. I don't know why I felt I needed to tell you right now, but you've helped me so much in my life. And I listened to this episode on the podcast, and you helped me here. Some of my old clients that I coach were reaching out. I just felt inspired to let you know that your purpose here is to help others. And I was like, holy shit.
It
Like,
gave you hope, right?
yeah, like that was I needed that so much. And I'm like, you guys don't understand what you just did for me, right there. It just
Yeah.
lift myself back up and with my purpose, like you've got to keep fighting. You're not supposed to be gone yet. And you've got bigger things waiting for you. But again, that comes from being in tune with yourself and learning who you really are and what you desire.
Right. Well, but healing that is the journey. That's the hard part. Sitting down and being like, I'm sick of feeling uncomfortable. I'm sick of my childhood trauma. I'm sick of all of this. I need to heal it right now. And the only way you heal it is by looking at it and embracing it and learning to love it and accept it. It's not a place of shame. It's not a place of, you did something bad. It's nothing like that. It's sitting down and understanding a situation and understanding the people that have hurt you and releasing it. And it's such a beautiful thing because then it's no longer a part of you. It's something that happened to you. And it's how you as a child saw it through a child's eyes, and it's just so beautiful to be able to embrace that little child and be like, girlfriend, I got this. Like you just stay right here. I'll hug you and you're safe and I got you. Um, I totally get the child trauma stuff and needing to let the child in you express yourself and stuff. It's so, so, so important. But healing that is a really, really hard thing to do, but such a big deal because then you shift into this new, beautiful energy and whoa, it's just like I would never want to go backwards. I would never take away my journey. And it's been a shitty one, but I'd never want to go back and be like, yeah, I didn't want to do that, or I didn't want to do that. And I mean, even with my husband's murder, there came lessons,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't take it back. And I know he wouldn't take it back. I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for my husband now and for my husband's murder. I was forced through that doorway. I was forced through the psychic medium doorway. I did not want to ever do this, but being a healer is who I am, and that's my purpose. So it's beautiful, and each person needs to find their purpose. Whatever their purpose is in life, it's enough. And maybe it's just to be you, and that's enough. You don't have to be some grandiose person with billions of dollars and all this stuff. I mean, most of the billionaires don't have their shit together anyway, but
Right, right. They,
they don't. If they did this work, they wouldn't probably keep the billions of dollars. They'd probably help people, but
right.
it is what it is.
Yeah. It's something that's earthly. It's not spiritually within us. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Um, and another part of all of this is learning how to forgive both yourself and your past and those that have hurt you. I discuss that a ton, so because that was a huge part of my healing journey. Having a very colorful past. It's just like brought me so much peace and helped me have empathy for so many people. I can feel people's energy. I'm sure you the same. I can walk into a room and I know who hates me. I know. I know those that don't like me, and I know those that do. And I also know those that are seeking guidance. I can feel it. And they come to me and tell me all of their stuff. I'm one of those people that they're just like, spew.
They're like, I don't talk to people like this. What is wrong with me? Right?
And I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Uh, but yes, every time that I don't know what it is about you. And I'm like, I'm just a natural healer. Like I just help
Yes.
people, even if it's just listening.
Yes. Well, and how many people aren't heard?
Mhm.
They have to be silent about the torture going on inside of them because no one gets them or no one wants to take the time to listen. And crawling down, like I said before, into the hole of their shit and just holding space and letting them have a safe space to express themselves, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. Just letting them being able to do that helps them release and be able to move out of that hole, and you can show them the way out. It's really a beautiful thing for both people because then you shift too as a person,
Yeah.
and can hold more space for people. And it's all about love. Everything is.
Yes, it's an amazing place to be. So I am so very proud of where I'm at on my journey. I know I have such a long road ahead of me of learning still and getting back on track. Um, but yeah, a lot of that is just like we don't look in the past. We're we're in the present. I mean, I look at the past to see where I can learn and do differently, but the present and the future, and even just being in present, that's where I'm trying to thrive right now. I'm
It's
like,
tough though, right? It's so tough sometimes.
it is because we want to know. We want to know like what tomorrow's going to bring. Especially if you're someone where who I've been in the past where I'm like, but I really just desire to meet again and have my lifelong partner. Like, where is he? And as soon as I was like, I, and really it was honestly just the universe throwing a whole bunch of other shit at me to where it was like, I can't think about that right now. That's when it shifted into that. But um, but yeah, it's just getting that to that point where you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to
Yeah,
listen.
yeah. It's a really big deal to shift into that,
Mhm.
um, and begin to want to learn and listen to spirit like that.
Yes, it is. Well, I appreciate you. I would love for you to join me again.
I would love to. Yeah.
Hours and hours.
Well, and you'll have to come on my podcast too. It'll be lots of fun.
I would love to. Well, let's do this again soon. Real quick, I want you to plug your own podcast and what you've got going on.
My podcast is Mormon To Medium Podcast. You can find it anywhere you listen to your podcasts. My webpage is zenergysage.com. And you can find our podcast there. You can find out all the services that I offer. I'm an energy worker, energy healer. I use kinesiology to heal the body and to transfer trauma, emotions, and trapped old belief systems out of the body and out of the energy field. And I'm really good at it. Your body does the healing, though. And I've seen literal miracles happen. I have seen injuries disappear. I've seen people that can't stand up straight stand up straight. I've witnessed so many beautiful things. And I'm going to be holding classes. So I will be teaching people to do what I do in the upcoming months. We'll be holding mini workshops on how to de-stress. There are some techniques that you can use to, if you're feeling a lot of stress in your life, to take it from a 10 down to it like a 0. Um, really simple techniques that are really cool. Also working on your pets, working on little kids. Everybody needs what I do in their first aid kit. So it'll be really fun to hold classes and share this. Yeah, you know what they say, you can either teach a man to fish or feed him. Which one are you going to do? And so I'd rather teach someone so that it goes on for forever. And it's just an awesome work. So come and join me.
I will, and I would love to. Well, thank you so much for being on my show.
Thanks for
So